Hello guys, Grapheeex here, and today I'm just going to be showing you guys how to add effects into an intro and using Adobe After Effects. And this is the second part of how to make an intro, and there will be a third part in a couple of days. So let's get started by, if you use my previous saw my previous video and used the previous intro to it, which I made on how to do animation in Cinema 4D, then I'm just going to be using that. So if I go into composition, new composition, and preset HTV 720, and the frames 29.97 square pixels, and the duration and how long the intro is. So for now I'm just going to do it 10, and if you want you can cut it out later, so that's 10 seconds. Resolution on full, and okay. So what you want to do is go on file, import file, and if you head over, when you rendered whatever you rendered in Cinema 4D, click on that. It should be a MOV file, and when this comes up, because you've added alpha channel in Cinema 4D, then just click on straight unmatted and OK, and then it will be here in your project manager, and just drag that onto the little layer section. And as you can see, I'm going to decrease this so it doesn't lag. So instead of full, I'm going to put it down to quarter. And if I press space and play that, you'll see in the previous intro that I made the A and B coming in like that. Now today I'm just going to show you guys how to add an effect into that. So what you want to do is start off by adding let's say a flare. Actually no, let's start off by adding a flare. Actually no, a twitch. Let's all start. Sorry, but I can't show you how to get the twitches plugins and the optical flare plugins, but that's just because of copyright reasons, etc. So yeah, if I could I would have, but sorry, I can't. So what you want to do is click on this, and where by pressing Control and the right and left arrows, you can move your thing along the timeline according to one frame. So if you keep on doing that and get to the point where the A and B just about meet and stop. So as you can see, they meet there. So what you're going to do is now is press Control, Shift, and D. Sorry, my bad. Alt, Shift, and D. Oh wait. Yeah, you have to. Oh yeah, sorry. You have to be. Make sure it's clicked there, and it is Control, Shift, and D. Why ain't it working? Sorry about that, guys. Alright, anyways, you can go up here and go on to look, Control Shift and D. I don't know why it's not working, but anyways, when you head over to where they end, that's, as you can see, it's on about 2 seconds. Then you want to go into Edit, Split Layer, and that's where the twitch will start, and go to about half a second later, or just a bit more than half a second, and then split the layer again. So edit, split layer, and now what you want to do is add a twitch to this little layer here which we got. So what you want to do is click on that layer which you've just cut out using the edit and split, and go head over to effects, video copilot, and twitch. And I've got presets, so I'm just going to be using, you can use presets, but I'll just show you guys how to make one. So what I'll do is scale, slide, and light. And what you're going to do is now is go on operator control, and because you didn't do any blur, actually I'll add a blur as well, it looks good. Instead of light, I'll add a blur. And open up scale, and open up slide. So now as you can see if I play that, you can see as soon as it lands it goes all crazy all over the place, etc. So yeah, what you want to do is just decrease the leave the blur amount on how it is, and the scale decrease that to about 25%, twitch decrease that to about 0.5, the scale region decrease that to about 572, and decrease the 360 to about 280, we'll say 281. And on slide you want to decrease that to about 30%. Slide decrease that to about 0.6, and decrease the slide spread to about 0.75 ish. So now if you play that, it doesn't shake that much, it just gives a nice little twitch. So that's about it for our twitch. And if you play that from the beginning, you can see the letters fly in and bam, and then it starts twitching all over the place. Alright, now what we're going to do now is add a flare. So what you're going to do is go on to layer, new, solid, and height has to be 1280, and width has to be 1280, and height has to be 720, because it has to be the same size as your composition. So press OK, and now what you want to do now is go into effects and video copilot and optical flares. Wait for it to load up. Oh, come on. I'm just gonna show you guys first of all how to add a flare to the background, which you often see in my intros which I've made in the past. A nice little flare flashing in the background. So yeah, what we're gonna do is bring this to the back. As you can see, you can still see it. It's because when you render in Cinema 4D, you have to click alpha channel and straight channel, so there isn't a background. So yeah, move the solid to the back and go into options. And I've got presets on the After Effects, so I'm just gonna, maybe I'll show you guys how to make one. I'm really good at making them, to be honest, but let's just try anyways. So yeah, what we're gonna do is add a glow. Oh, we have to get rid of these first. Clear all, yes. Custom object, no, sorry, my bad. Go on lens objects, go on glow, go on sparkle, and go on lens orbs. And I go back and go on to costume objects. Oh, sorry, costume objects, and head over to small multi-iris and stretch multi-iris, and that's it. And no, not that. No, never mentioned that. Alright, now let's see. There you go. That's your nice little basic one which you can add up there. And what you're gonna do is click on the global parameter and go on the text image and make it specs. So as you can see, there's little specs on it. Looks good, and I don't really like the iris, so I'll just remove the irises. Yeah, that looks fine. So what you're gonna do is change the color to what color your intro is. So as you can see, my intro was a blue, so I'm gonna change it to a blue, and then press OK. And if you click on optical flares, click on it, and this little circle will appear, and using that circle you can drag your thing anywhere you want. So what you're gonna do is drag it to the top, as you can see I just did, and head over to here and click on flicker and increase the flicker to about 60 and 65, actually 60 and 60, around that. And as you can see, if I play that flickers, as you can see, and it gives a little nice effect to the intro. And as you can see, the twitch, and then back to normal. And now you may want to, after the twitch, you may want to, like add a flare going across the A and B. So now what you want to do that, you need to make a new layer by pressing Control Y and then OK, as make sure it's 1280 by 720. Make sure it's at the top and go back to effects and optical flares. Now make our options, and if you don't have a preset, I'll show you guys how to make one just like before. So you're gonna go on lens object, add a glow, add a streak. Actually no, I have to get rid of these first. So you're gonna do is clear all, yes, and custom objects, and I'm gonna be using not that, actually that looks kind of buzz. I'll use a lens object, go on glow, and then go on to costume objects and go down to go down to taper, streak, and no, not that, sorry, I'll get rid of that, hold up. Go back onto costume objects, and I can't find it. Here you go. But I'm gonna decrease this to about, decrease the lens orbs to about 30.5%. Actually less than that, about 20%. So the brightness is on about 20%, and the size about 40, which you can change from there, and change it to about a light blue, and that looks good, and press OK. And if you head over here, it says render mode, change that to on transparent, and it will come on top of the intro. Now you might want to change the length of this long streak. So what you're gonna do is head over here and just change it, decrease this, and just like before, you may want to add a texture. So go to texture, and you can choose any of these. Dirty, messy looks good, I'll just choose messy. And as you can see, if I click, if the circles don't appear, then you can click on optical flares and the circle will appear, and using that you can drag it around. But I added specs on the background one, so if I add grime just like I did here, it looks too dirty, so I'll rather get rid of the texture and it'll look just as good. What we're gonna do now is, if you want to fly in from this corner of the screen to that corner of the screen, as you can see, just line it up, and by using the y-axis and the x-axis here. Oh my bad, wrong way around, how could I forget? I'm doing A levels math and I forgot x comes before y. Anyways, x-axis comes before, so what you're gonna do is just drag it, just minimize that so it's off screen, like so. And what you're gonna do now is click on that and click on that. So click on center position and position XY, and where that starts, so you want to drag the timeline thing forward, so where you want it to end, so where you want it to fly across the screen. So it's as I started off at 3 seconds, so I'm gonna bring it to about 4 seconds. Bring the timeline to about 4 seconds, and then increase the x-axis to make it fly across the screen, like so. And if you see, if I go over that, you will see, if I play that, you can see the letters fly in, a nice little twitch, and then the lens flare flies past. Alright, now what you want to do is now add a text. So you may want to add a text as soon as that flies past, so as soon as that heads over the A. So go back, if you might want to add a text there, so what you're going to do is go on layer, new, and text. and change the text. Or you can click on using the text tool here as well. You can just click on the text tool and type in what you want now. Let's see, maybe what could AAE stand for? I can't really think of anything right now, so I'll just write Grapheeex. I'll just write Grapheeex for now. And normally you'll have your this little panel here, so yeah. Now if you go into character, you can change your font. So as you can see, I've got Bang Gothic on, and I've changed it to bold and italic. So yeah, and you can change the color from here. So you can make it a white, or you can make it any color. So I'll choose blue. So now you've done that, you wanna go back and now align it to make sure it's correct by using the left and right arrow. Annihilate it so it looks good, and right under AB. You don't want it to be bent or anything. And what you want to do is make it fade in. So you want to do is click on the text layer and press T, and you can see the opacity will come up, and click the little clock thingy and decrease it to 0%. And now bring it forward, and when the flare goes off screen, you might want it, then you want to drag it back to 100%. And as you can see, these two lines will come up, and that is the time in which the Grapheeex will show. You can adjust these later on by just moving the little diamonds on how fast and slow you want it to come up. So let's just start the intro off again, and sorry about that. Let me just start the intro again, and as you can see, an AB, bam, the twitch, and then a flare will pass by, and then the Grapheeex will show. And that's about it. That's about a basic intro. And now to render it is what you want to do is composition. Now you know the intro is 5 seconds long. You want to go to composition settings and change the duration to 0.5 seconds. Now go to composition, add to render queue, and go on render settings, go on best settings and change it to best, resolution full, size 1280 by 720, and use comp frame rate. Leave everything how it is on default. Output module, you want to do it for AVI, so that's video for Windows. I understand that some people might complain that it's a massive file, but the quality matters a lot. So yeah, the quality when you render in AVI is like really good. So yeah, that's why you want to do it in this. But when you render in Sony Vegas after, you would render in WMV, so it's smaller. Now what you want to do is just leave the rest how it is and head over to output, and that's where you choose where you want it to be. So I'm going to name it AB intro tut and hit render, and this now will render. And so yeah, that's about it, guys. Hope you guys found this tutorial useful, and hope you guys use it and make a nice intro, and just stay subbed, and I will upload another tutorial, part 3, and that's the final part on how to add and sync sound effects in Sony Vegas. So yeah, hope you guys like this tutorial, pretty easy and simple, and hope you guys found it useful. And that's about it. So thanks guys, please comment and like, and that's about it. Peace out, bye bye.